Port win 8 straight. Freo win at the MCG. A bad loss for St Kilda. Is Michael Voss about to lose his job? And can Geelong win without Paddy Dangerfield? Welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore. Today I review round 11. And I'm once again flying solo on this one. That's right, I'm still in Hong Kong. But we couldn't leave you empty-handed and not do an episode. So here's my review for round 11. Let's get started. Before we start with the episode, I just want to say AFL, Foxtel, KO. What are you doing? So I'm a Foxtel subscriber, I'm a KO subscriber, and guess what? I couldn't watch the football with any of those platforms. I pay for them, I couldn't even watch them because apparently I'm overseas. So instead of growing the game, what are we protecting? What are we scared of? Shouldn't we be showing everyone our beautiful game? Instead, we're just insular and just, let's just keep it to ourselves. You can only watch it in Australia. Well, guess what? As soon as I get home, first thing I do, cancel Foxtel, cancel KO, and I'll watch it pirated. Like I had to do it here. I had to find an illegal site to watch the games this week. That's disgusting, AFL and Foxtel and KO and the Australian government. You should have a look at yourselves and try and grow this beautiful game of ours. Not leave it in a little box locked up in the corner. End rant. Let's start. Okay, so Friday night, Sydney 11-11-77, Carlton 6-15-51. Where do I start? I don't know where to start with Carlton. They're broken. Carlton is broken. I've been saying it for 4 weeks. Carlton is broken. Time to go, Michael Voss. You're not the only problem at that club. It's literally every person from the president to the board to the coach to the players. So this current iteration of Carlton is Patrick Cripps' team, Sam Docherty's team, Harry Mackay's team, Charlie Curnow's team, Jacob Wiedering's team, Mitch McGovern's team, and yet it hasn't worked. So, like they do in American sports, let's blow it up, get rid of Cripps, Docherty, keep Wiedering, get rid of McGovern, keep Walsh, keep Charlie, get rid of Harry. It's frustrating being a Carlton supporter. It's actually frustrating not being a Carlton supporter from what I hear out there. They're just broken. They couldn't beat an injury-ravaged Sydney. 6-15 they kicked Carlton. I'm at a loss for words. Sydney weren't too great. They just got over the line. But got the 4 points. That's all you can do. So Carlton, I'd blow it up right now. Now. You should be having meetings as we speak on Monday and making some tough decisions because we clearly don't do that at Carlton. We don't make tough decisions. We just get cotton wool, put players in cotton wool, put coaches in cotton wool. But yeah, us supporters, 25 years of misery, and you do nothing to fix it. So make a big call, get rid of Cripps, get rid of Docherty, get rid of the coach, get rid of McGovern, get rid of anyone that's on $800,000, unless you're a Charlie Curnow or Sam Walsh or Jacob Wiedering, out. Start again. We're not doing this. We're not going on for another 10 years. Okay, enough about Carlton. Saturday, St Kilda 12-6-78. Hawthorn 12-16-88. Great win by Hawthorn. Bad loss by St Kilda. Sicily had 42 possessions for Hawthorn. He's a tall backman and he had 42 possessions. His average is about 24-25. I don't know what you're doing, St Kilda. I saw that you put Mason Wood to him at one point. Again, this defensive stuff doesn't work, Ross. Okay? You need to kick a score to win games. Being ultra defensive does not work. You tried to nullify Sicily and he still got 42. Rest my case. I love what Hawthorn's doing. I've been saying it for weeks now. I love that they went down that path and got rid of the old dead wood. They thought they were dead wood. Kept one or two. They've got a future, Hawthorn. Mitch Lewis is back finally, taking some big marks up forward. That presence. We needed that presence, Mitch. So he's back playing well. Will Day, fantastic young kid in the midfield. Connor Nash, excellent player. Never thought I'd say that, but he's a good player. He's become a good player. Sicily down back, so I like where Hawthorn's going. King kicked another 4 for the Saints, but wasn't enough this week. They just don't have enough goal kickers, St Kilda. They really don't. First 4 weeks, I guess they got away with it, but eventually catches up with you. Once you're not kicking a score consistently, just catches up with you. So let's move on to Saturday. Melbourne 10-12-72. Fremantle 12-7-79. As a great Mike Williamson once said, I tipped this. I tipped this one. Especially with Clayton Oliver out, I just thought that drive from the midfield, I didn't think Melbourne had... Yeah, they got Petrarca and Viney and Brayshaw went in there, but they just didn't have that constant drive from Oliver. And I thought Freo could get them, and they actually did. Hung on at the end. It was getting a bit tight towards the end, but they did well, Freo. And especially to come down to Melbourne and win. They don't play in Melbourne often, and when they do, they don't generally win. But great win by Freo. I actually got to give them some credit there. They're starting to play attacking footy. Not so much in this game. This is one of the ones where you grind it out, get the 4 points and go back home. But I can see, especially at home in Fremantle, or in Perth, I should say, they play some attacking footy. So, well done, Freo. Saturday twilight, Geelong 10-14-74, GWS 12-9-81. Can Geelong win without Patrick Dangerfield? The answer is no. The second-tier players of Geelong can't step up. Dangerfield's just that important. So they lost Selwood. Dangerfield slowly took his place this year, even though he's been a star for years for Geelong. But he slowly took his place as being the leader and the driving force in that midfield. As soon as he went out injured 3 weeks ago, they haven't won a game. So they came and beat GWS at the home stadium. So that's how much I miss Paddy Dangerfield. So can't win without Paddy. Cannot. They might beat up the terrible sides, but without Paddy, not winning any games. Atkins, he's an okay player. They're all okay. O'Connor, these guys in the midfield, they're okay players. And Paddy takes the heat off them. So when he plays, huge difference. Even with Jeremy Cameron and Tom Hawkins, they still couldn't get the job done. So well done, GWS. Toby Green, his 200th, kicked 4 goals. Led them like a true captain. Another fantastic win from interstate side this weekend. And, dare I say it, round of upsets so far. Saturday nights, it was Gold Coast 13-6-84. Western Bulldogs 11-11-77. Up in the Northern Territory. Great win by Gold Coast. Again, I tipped this. I said they could get them because it's very humid. It's very slippery, much like when the Gold Coast play night games at home. So they got them. Great win by the Gold Coast, led by Rowan Anderson again and Lukosius with 5 goals. Finally, Lukosius is starting to show some of that potential, being a number 1 pick or number 2. Well, he was 1 or 2 pick 4 years back. So he's finally starting to show. He's kicked a bag of... Well, a bag these days is 4, I suppose. Not like the old days where it used to be 8. So he's kicked 4 on one occasion. They won the game. He's kicked 5 on this week. They won the game. So well done, Gold Coast and Jack Lukosius. Very disappointing for the Bulldogs. Jamara had a great game. Couldn't capitalise. Couldn't kick goals. It's one they couldn't afford to drop, I don't think, the Bulldogs. They've won 7 in a row, so it's not a huge loss in the scheme of things, but they could have just separated themselves on top of the ladder, or second on the ladder. So it would have been Collingwood, Port Adelaide, Western Bulldogs. So, but now they're sort of back in the pack again. So, yeah, not a great loss for the Bulldogs. Saturday night at Optus Stadium, it was West Coast Eagles 6-10-46, Essendon 14-12-96. Can't say much more about this game. It's West Coast. Injuries have destroyed them. I skimmed across this one. I didn't watch the full game. I mean, again, like I said in the preview, let's just move on. Oscar Allen kicked 4 out of 6 goals. What more can you say to West Coast? They're broken. Oscar Allen and Tim Kelly harassed to an extent. The only sort of 3 that's starting to stand up, or continually standing up for West Coast. Duggan's been good. I shouldn't leave him out. But, yeah, they're very bad. And Essendon got the 4 points. Langford kicked 3, play that forward. Again, can't really measure it against West Coast, but let's leave that one there. Sunday, the Damien Hardwick-less Richmond, 9-13-67. Port Adelaide, 10-17-77. Some horrendous kicking, or horrendous goal kicking in that one. I think it was the second quarter where they combined for 2 goals, 12. That was so bad. Both teams had their chances to win the game. Port just had too much polish in the end. Got the 4 points. Richmond tried hard all day. Bit of a cliche. But ultimately, the likes of Butters and Rosie just got them over the line. Finlayson with a couple of late goals. It's got Port the 4 points. The other Sunday game. Collingwood 16-9-105. North Melbourne 10-10-70. Well, again, Collingwood did their thing. Won by 6 goals. Didn't really set the world alight. Didn't have to. Just went there to get the 4 points. Unfortunately, in his 300th game, Steele Sidebottom got subbed off in the first 10 minutes with a knee injury. So it was a bit unfortunate to see Steele go off and not play in his 300th. North were plucky again. Could have been blown out. Fought back. Larkey kicked 5. Will Phillips had 29. Starting to show some of that pick 3 potential. And of course, the Dakai again. I think Nick had 28 and Josh kicked 3 goals from the wing. So they played well. Quano was fantastic down back. Took, I think, 6 or so intercept marks. Very well done. Collingwood is just a force. They're very hard to stop. Very, very hard to stop. They beat you when they need to beat you. So they potentially could have beaten North by 10 goals, but no need. 6 goals, arm length all day. And that's it. Got the 4 points, move on. Sit pretty on top of the ladder with a game or 2 clear, but they're doing very well. My tip for the grand final this year, don't know if it's premiers, depends who they play, but I can't see them not at least making the grand final. Got to remember, they've still got quite a few players to come back, and they're still doing well. They just find a way, no matter what. Didn't have to find a way in this one. They're always in front, and got the 4 points. The last game of the round, Adelaide 14-11-95, Brisbane 10-18-78. I don't know what it is with this round and goal kicking. It's been horrendous. Brisbane had their chances in the third quarter, kicking 1 goal 9. You cannot win a game of football kicking 1 goal 9 when Adelaide kicks 3 goals 1 in the same quarter. You just can't do it. So, as they say, bad kicking is bad football. Dawson was excellent again for Adelaide. Charlie Cameron booted 4 goals for the Lions. Rankin was exciting with mid-20 possessions, which is above his average. Adelaide, geez, they look good, especially at home. They're very exciting to watch. Again, my smoky for making the grand final. Not winning it, making it. Or at least preliminary final. There you have it. Round 11 in the books. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. It would really help us out. Also, feel free to comment down below. See you on the next one.